Allison Schwartz, and I will be performing a sterile wound dressing change, also with putting on sterile gloves. So I'm going to start out by removing the sterile or the current dressing. I'm going to put Perel on, and then we're also going to put on a pair of just regular clean gloves. Okay, we're just going to gently remove by moving the tape around the edges first, and then slowly pick up. You're going to want to note if there is any, the color, the size, and anything else with the discharge. You can want to remove the dressing by putting it inside your gloves and throwing it away. You want to notice if there's any redness around the wound or anything, any other drainage that's inside the wound itself. Now we are going to measure the wound. I'm going to put some Perel on again. With the measuring guide, you want to make sure you don't touch the wound itself. We're gonna measure the length first, which is about 5 inches, and then the width, which is about 1.5 inches. And now we are going to measure the depth of it. Put a little bit more Perel on. Want to put sterile or just regular clean gloves on to measure the depth in case you touch the wound. We're going to measure with one of our sterile applicators. You're going to open it up like that, and you're going to want to push one up itself. You're going to set it inside there, not push too deep, but then place your fingertip about at the end of it. The depth is about 1/2 inch, and we're going to want to remember to chart that when we are done. And you can dispose of this and the gloves. Next, we are going to take a culture swab. We're going to use a 10-point system with this. Move the cap and throw that away. The 10-point system is when you start at the top and just swirl it through all the way to one end to the other. You place it in the cap. And then you'll place this in typically a biohazard bag, and then that will go to, we'll send it to lab when we are done. And now we are ready to place a new dressing on. We are going to start by laying out our supplies. We have acrylics, a 4x4, and then an ABD, and our sterile gloves. We're going to start by opening our acrylics. You're going to want to make sure you open the package and pulling it away from you. And try not to cross the sterile field. I'll open it all the way. We are then going to pour some sodium chloride on the sponge because this is a wet to dry dressing change. You want to make sure you hold the cap down and pour about 4 inches above and try not to splash anywhere. Next, we can open the rest of our gauzes. We'll start with the 4x4. Open the same way. Pull away from you. So the package stays open. Next, the ABD sponge. This is also the same way. Make sure you open it away from you. Now we are ready to put on our sterile gloves. We will put on some Perel again. You want to grab the little flaps. Make sure your fingers always stay within the 1 inch margin and not any closer. Fold that over, so it doesn't fold over. We are going to start by putting it on the dominant hand, and mine's the right. Pick up the first glove and go away from your sterile field so you aren't hovering over it. And then you have one chance to bring it all the way back. Next, we are going to put the left one on. You want to cuff your fingers under it, and then make sure your thumb is hanging out so you don't contaminate it. And now once these are on, you are able to adjust them because both hands are sterile now. And then you're going to want to push that to the side. And now we are ready to put the dressing on the wound. We are going to start by grabbing our last applicator, making sure it remains sterile. And then we're going to grab one of our acrylic sponges and wring it out just so it doesn't drip all over the place, because if anything else gets wet, that is considered unsterile. We're going to kind of wrap it up to keep it long. We're going to place it on our wound. You're going to want to make sure you don't pack it too tight, but you want to make sure it's in there firm enough. Now that is in there. We're able to throw our other applicator away. Next, we're ready to put our 4x4 on. I mean, it is long enough. We are able to put both of them on. You can just place it on there gently. And then we are ready for our ABD gauze. You're going to want to just unfold it and set it on top. This one is a little big for the wound that I am dressing, but you want to make sure there is always a 2-inch border around the wound itself. And now our sterile part is done. When you remove the gloves, you want to make sure you go glove to glove and skin to skin. And these are ready to be discarded into the biohazard bin. Now we're going to put tape over to secure the dressing. I already did it. You're supposed to initial and date the tape. All you do is put the tape over to make sure it's secure, and put 2 pieces on, and the dressing is in place. Now you're going to want to clean up your station, throw all this stuff away. You're going to want to make sure you chart all your all the observations you made about the wound, and then you're going to want to make sure you send the culture to lab. And then make sure you wash your hands out that.